live. What is going on, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I feel like my sense of time is completely destroyed. I can't tell what day it is. Is this loud to anybody else? Oh, I know why it was loud. Whoopsies. Yeah, I was watching a good streamer last night, and I'm not gonna tell you whose name it is, but it rhymes with Gizmo, you feel me? And to do that, I need to go to my sound doohickey and turn that bitch up, because my sound mixer, as incredible as it is, it's also very finicky. You need to get on that and you need to tune it to be what you want it to be. But what's going on, everybody? I had to deal with the weirdo again, but a funny story about that. Owens, hello. Here we are, my king. Yo, you like that meme I sent you today on the DMs? That shit was heat, bro. For obvious reasons, I couldn't put that in the main, but it was very funny. Last night I had a bunch of pizza and I was having like a fever dream, and I was scrolling through TikTok and that shit was fire. Oh, hello Wise, how are you today as well? I hope you guys are good, seriously. I was scrolling through TikTok and my For You page on there is all over the fucking place. It's either fire ass memes or a lot of political, I don't know if this is the right word for it, but watchdogs, where it's a lot of people whose, it's not even their job, they've just taken it upon themselves to kind of take account of everything that's happening. So it's like, hey, here's a super depressing thing happening in the country, here's another super depressing thing happening in the country, and then you scroll again and it's like, here's a dog doing backflips, or like a kid pranking his parents by covering the kitchen in peanut butter, right? And then he's like, I can't wait to see my dad's reaction, and his dad's reaction is like, the kid is in the second floor, he's like, Anthony, what the fuck? We're gonna get ants, you dickhead! And he's just like, he's running up the stairs like the dude from Hello Neighbor. He's just like, ugh. And it's this guy's dad. It's very funny. But what an emotional roller coaster. All this because I also think I'm coming down with something. I'm feeling a little sick. I hear it in my voice. I felt it this morning. It's fucking crazy. Nacho's feed, not my day. Okay. Hopefully your day was nice and even, right? Nothing too crazy, nothing too silly, nothing bad to report, you feel me? I'm in a pretty good mood, to be honest with you guys. I think I talked about this last week, but I was getting no sleep, and then I got recommended a diffuser and a very specific essential oil that is called ylang ylang, right? And the mixture of like the diffuser, you know, taking all the dust out of my room, plus the ylang ylang or whatever the hell, I'm probably mispronouncing it, I apologize. The combination of the two, when it comes for bedtime, bro, I put like 3 drops of that boy in there, and it causes me to just, it's like horse tranquilizer, man. I just immediately pass out and I sleep like a baby. I have not slept this good in no shit like 3 years. You guys have been getting me with like no sleep at all. I've been, you know, like literally ever since I've been streaming, I get very poor sleep. I feel like a phone that has gotten 100% charge for the first time in years. It's so good. You're getting sick as I'm finally feeling better. Yeah, bro, you were feeling not good for so long. I was like, I went to your room at night. I went, Owens, you've suffered enough. And then I absorbed your sickness like Rogue in X-Men. I went, and I absorbed the Omicron and the menthol rampaging through your system, and I was like, this is mine now. That's why my voice is like 3 octaves lower instead of my high-pitched Dominican shriek. You know how it is. Oh, but I will tell you this. I was like telling jokes to this is gonna make me sound like a psycho. I had an hour and a half drive to the job site because we're back to the first one again. And with my deeper voice, because like I'm a little bit sick, I was just reciting jokes in the car. Like, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I was just doing stand-up in my car, and I was just it was so funny, man, because like the deeper voice is like it's almost like you take someone a little more seriously, and because of the lower, deeper voice, I thought I sounded like Sam Elliott, right? I was on some shit, dude. I was like this. I was like, well, ma'am, I might just be a small town country boy. I've never taken a wife, never had time for any of the pleasantries that one such may find. I was just doing like a fake Sam Elliott, who I do love and respect, but because of the deeper, lower voice, I was like, this is my chance. And so I was just fucking, yeah, come here. Now, if you don't get my daughter on this doorstep by 10 p.m., anything you think you're gonna do to her, I'm gonna do to you. Do you understand that, son? Come here. Come here. I want to shake hands with the man who's been seeing my daughter. Come here. It's a firm grip you got there, son. Do you play football? Do you play football? But I can't do that for too long, and I can't laugh for too long, otherwise it just activates like the poison rampaging in my fucking veins right now. Also, hello puppies, excited to see you nuzz some more locks. That's what I do. I'm Mr. Nuzlocke. I'm apparently Mr. Nuzlocke and Mr. Wifefucker because guess what? That's what I was dealing with today. Oh, my day's been pretty good. Finally over whatever the hell I had last week and some change. Feel like I could run a mile. Damn. Even in my prime, I wouldn't be saying that. But I am glad you're feeling better, man. You were having a rough time of it for a hot minute. That's me in the shower. You do like stand up in the shower. You know, for a little while, like some random time last year, I was really thinking to myself, I was like, bro, I should really take like comedy, joke writing, things like that. Take it a little more seriously, right? I need to go on YouTube and take a fucking class or something. Like, how do comedians, people like that, how do they refine their craft, right? Because there's a difference between being funny and being able to do stand-up. Like, I would say, you know, my friend group, I'm not the funny one because we're all funny, but I would say I can hang with the best of them, but that is a very different skill than going up on stage and telling your little jokes, you know? I'd be like, well, now what fire jokes can I come up with for stream? Gizmo has this down, man. He, like, if you ever go on his stream, it's like the fucking writer's room over there. I feel like he gives you prompts and then people come up with the funniest shit over there. It's crazy. Sound like old Orville Peck over here. Now listen here. You city slickers might think that you've got one over on us, but we have something that you don't. We have family. We have community. What else can I say? We have community. We have Ford F-150s and Bud Light. You know who would love this kind of humor? Waffle House. As long as they are also not dying of some horrible illness like me, I'm sure if they were here, they'd be like, ah! I hope you guys are doing good. He was fucking wives up top. Okay, let's go back in time about 12 hours, right? I bet some improv classes will help her find that kind of thing. If you think so, I would actually look into it. I think a big part of being a streamer is actually being like witty, quick on your feet, things like that. And I feel like I'm not tapping into the full potential, you know? I genuinely feel like I could be doing more. Come September, I'm willing to throw literally everything at the wall to see what sticks. So we'll see. I thought you meant the chain itself. Not quite. No, sorry, I'm all over the place today. I'm sorry, but no. Let me explain the whole wife fucking thing, right? I really need to explain, otherwise I sound like a psychopath. If you guys recall, last week I met a coworker for the first time because, you know, I'm the latest guy to be part of the team. Not gonna dox too much about him or anything like that, but the whole point is, first time I'm meeting this guy, the first thing he does is ask me, he's like, yo, hypothetically, if I had two phones and they're both on the same iCloud, your wife is able to track that, right? And I go, yeah, I think so. And he goes, okay, would it show that I have two phones on me? And he was like, yes. Okay. And then he asked me again, he's like, all right, but what if I take this second phone that she doesn't know about off the family plan and then put it on like a separate thing? She wouldn't be able to track my location, right? And I go, no. I'm an accessory to adultery, I guess. I don't know. And then he shows me his phone, and it's just a porn star as his wallpaper. I'm like, bro, you can't wait on your wallpaper? This is real. This is not a joke. This is what happened last week, but you know, not everybody caught the story, so we're gonna fire it off. Bang, 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 bang. I even told this story through text on Gizmo stream because Bunny, who has the memory of an elephant, brought it up. I literally went to Gizmo stream and they were like, well, if it isn't Mr. Wifefucker. And I literally, this was literally what I typed in Gizmo stream. I was like, wifefucker reporting for duty with the banana nacho. I don't want this to become my reputation because that's not what it was, but the story is, he shows me his wallpaper. It's a fucking porn star. I don't remember which one. And trust me, I would know, but whatever. And so the next thing he shows me after that, he shows me a picture of his wife and he's like, yup, that's my wife, man. Been with her for however fuck many years. And he's like, she's hot, right? And I look at her and I'm like, hey, no comment, cause my brain is a supercomputer. I'm like, there's two paths that I could take. I could be like, no, bro, your wife is not attractive to me. And he'd be like, well, what's wrong with my wife? Or I could say, hell yeah, man, bite me off a piece of that. And then he'll be like, whoa, so you think my wife is hot? It's a real catch-22. I feel like there is no winning for me in this scenario. So I go, all right, okay, cool. I just nod. I don't give an opinion. And so he goes, well, what? You wouldn't fuck my wife? And I go, what? No, I'm good. Literally the words that came out of my mouth were, I'm good on that, bro. Thank you. So be like, no, none for me, thanks. Because again, I've known this guy for like 5 minutes. He's here to fuck your wife and leave? Nah, bro, I'm classy. I'll take you to Olive Garden, you know? What do you like? You like cheddar biscuits? We can hit up Red Law. I'm a good man. So he wants you to fuck his wife. I don't know. Was this like a subtle way for him to be like, hey man, what do you think? Testing the waters for a unicorn. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? And I was just very like, no thank you, I'm good. I wouldn't. I haven't met her. What if she's like 6'5" and that seals the deal? I'm like, ma'am, it's a pleasure to meet you. Thank you so much. Can I just give you a hug, please? This is a life achievement for me, and I just feel so warm and safe next to you. He's looking for a third. Low-key, if this is his way to do that, it might be coming on a little too strong. Just go on Tinder and keep it real, bro, but don't be fucking... Oh, new coworker, finally! Maybe this guy will fuck my wife. She's gonna dunk and bend you over. Uh-oh. Perhaps. Perhaps. But the whole point being, like, it's just whiplash, man. It's fucking 5 minutes of just getting torn apart back and forth by this guy verbally. Today I was dreading kind of working with him again, but the workload was so heavy today that there was no time for his tomfoolery. I showed up, he was standing next to a scissor lift, and he was just blaring Stan on his phone. So imagine this, I'm in a big ass warehouse because now I do industrial HVAC. I'm in a giant warehouse and I'm walking to like the back room where the freezers are because that's what we're installing. We're installing 2 giant industrial sized freezers. And all I hear from the empty hallway in the freezer, all I hear is, "Dear Slim, I wrote to you, you still ain't calling." And as I get closer, I just hear, "My tears don't fall, I'm wondering why, but I don't care at all." And again, it's like 7 a.m. It's just me and him right now. I'm thinking he's gonna like skin me and eat me alive or something. I'm Slim in this situation, and he's Stan. But no, I walk in there, he's immediately trying to like goof off, and I'm just like, I'm just here to work, man. And you know, the day progresses, everything's cool. But then when it comes time for like some seriously heavy lifting, I'm like, uh-oh, I need help. And he's a big guy, he's like around my size. So we're able to lift 2 extremely heavy objects with some rope over like the roof of the building. It's fucking amazing. So, you know, this is a chance for me to kind of like not be nice to him, because I haven't been not nice to him, but a chance to like, you know, be like, "Hey man, good job, yeah." So I look at him and this is what I tell, I don't know what's wrong with me. I look at him and I go, "Hey man, I don't care what they say about you. I think you're an awesome worker." And then I just walk away. I was just here laughing behind me. All I hear is, "Ho, ho, 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 ho. Hey, you funny, dog. You funny." And I'm like, I swear, this really happened. I was like, fuck it, we ball. Oh man. I wanted him to come back and be like, "Oh, wait till my wife gets a load of this." That's my goal. Thank you. Oh man, no, I actually this is what's so good about this, is that this is actually an old joke that I use with my friends IRL, right? Like, let's say that we're doing something, like we're playing a game or whatever, right? And then one of them does something good, and I'll be like, "You know what?" I'll even use someone's real name here. I'll be like, "You know what, John? I don't care what they say about you, man. I think you're a pretty smart guy." That joke, like, use that next time you can in the right context. That joke will always hit 100% of the time. People love that shit. But no, Wise, I'm actually gonna take what you said into consideration. If you think that improv will help with things like that, I am 100% down to give that a shot. Like, why not, right? I want to know what that side of the entertainment industry is like. If it's, you know, a way to be a little more snappy on your feet, a little more being able to tap into some comedy juice flowing through your fucking veins, I'm down to give that a try. I've never had like formal comedy lessons. I don't even know how to phrase it properly, but yeah. So that was my Tuesday, and then, like I said, there was like 3 hours of driving. So that's the part that sucks ass for me, is that almost half of my workday is driving, and then 8 hours, and then another hour and a half drive back or something, whatever. So it's a lot of bling bling, but it's also a very tight schedule where, bro, I get home, I clean up, I eat a sandwich, We go live, baby. And then as soon as the stream is over, I have like an hour to just dick around until it's time for bed. Which thankfully, hey, now I'm actually getting a good night's sleep. I don't know what the fuck is happening to my hair, bro. I feel like a X-Men character. It's like doing some weird, stupid look. I think I have an obsession with liquid death, man. That stuff is so damn tasty. It's drinking water, but badass. If you know anyone who does improv, ask them what they recommend first. But from what I understand, the experience of improv gets you used to thinking on your feet like that. That sounds fun. I actually welcome it, you know? I actually think I would, regardless of how well I would do, I think it would be a fun exercise to do and be able to take that home and practice, refine it, you know? Things like that. I do feel like, you know, with the years of poor sleep, I feel like my brain is like a pencil that was used way too much and then nobody bothered to sharpen it. And with the combination of me going back to college in September, plus, you know, maybe throw a little improv in there, I want to be quick on my feet. I want to be a little sharper mentally. I want to be able to use my brain a little more, bro, because with heating and air, it's become more routine than it has the mental challenge that it used to be. I feel dull. Streaming and making YouTube videos, that's kind of like one of the things that I do to keep myself a little sharp, because it is pretty fucking engaging. And as well as like I still try to read books when I can, but right now I'm just like glued to manga. Dude, my bedtime routine is putting the essential oils in the diffuser, and then I lay down in bed for like 30 minutes and then I read Hajime no Ippo. For those who don't know what that is, it is a manga about boxing, but a lot of the characters are just some of the worst people ever. I even take screenshots of some of like the wildest, dumbest moments in the manga, and it's a fucking treat. There's almost 1,500 chapters, so you could read it every night for a fucking minute. I've been reading it non-stop for a week, and I've only covered like 200 chapters, so clearing out the Honkai events and using the trial character, part of me wishes I didn't skip Fugue and Rappa. As a Rappa enjoyer, I gotta keep it 100. She's not even that strong, which hurts for me to say, because bro, I fuck with Rappa. We're gonna just, well, I pressed the wrong button. Yo! We're gonna continue the conversation, but I do feel like I need to get started on the Pokemon. But no, we're gonna continue this conversation, right? Let's talk about Hoyoverse for a minute. And there's plenty of things to talk about, right? Alright, first things first. Star Rail, right? Rappa, I love her, but unfortunately, I feel like she may not be a very strong character. Fugue, I also love, but I also feel like she makes a very tangible difference when I have her on the team. Because you guys remember the Pure Fiction that they did, like, at this point, like 2 months ago, where the Pure Fiction modifier thing was when the enemies had the thing called Exo Toughness, where it was basically a toughness meter, and then when you broke that toughness meter, they had a second one that could be broken for extra damage, or I think it would give them super break, whatever. Point being is that Fugue is basically that mechanic given character. She is Exo Toughness in a character, and I think that's amazing. Oh, he's not gonna fight me. Yeah, this is crazy, bro. They done blew up the fucking lake, and now there's just a Magikarp hanging out. I love this game. Did she just say, would you like to join the Magikarp? This is badass. I'm only afraid if they have like Geodude and shit. Glameow, I have nothing to fear. But no, Rappa is so-so. Fugue is pretty cool. I got the Herta. I love the Herta. I got Aglaya. I don't know how I feel about her yet. she's very cool, but even the people who, you know, they try to kind of keep stock of how strong a character is or how weak a character is, a lot of people unanimously are like, she's okay. She's not like crazy, she's just okay. To which I respond with, damn, that's kind of crazy. I didn't expect that. It's a bit of a shame, right? Because you would kind of want, as like the first remembrance character that you could pull for, you kind of want her to be a little more juiced up, but it is what it is, right? No use crying about it. The characters coming after My Day and what's the girl's name? Totter, are pretty cool. Wait, what? Was that it? Why did I even need to fight that? Oh, no. They were just in the way. Wait, no, aren't we gonna fight a Team Galactic leader here? Where are we right now? We're in Lake Valor. It looks like the person we're gonna fight is gonna be Saturn. Computer, enhance. We're gonna fight a Kadabra with Damp Rock. I don't know why. That doesn't benefit this guy's team at all. We're gonna fight, yeah, Homeboy with the Kadabra, a Bronzor, and a Toxicroak. Well, if that's what they're gonna do, Kadabra is pretty fast, so you kind of want somebody. Damn, my team kind of gets clapped up by Kadabra. I could put Honchkrow in the team, but I purposely didn't. These two are probably gonna come to the Elite Four with me. In fact, this looks like my Elite Four team right here, man. I would have kept Honchkrow on the team, except for the fact that Honchkrow loses to the 7th gym leader, to the 8th gym leader, to the 1st Elite Four member, to the 3rd Elite Four member, and to the champion. And then it has like neutral strength against 2 of the Elite Four members. So I was like, I wanted to bring Honchkrow in, but it is just not a good option. This is not a well-balanced team at all, but I think we can rock with it. The scariest thing that the Kadabra has is Psychic. If I go into Doctor Strange, I think we literally just out-shiced him, if that makes sense. I think we literally just... I don't know. I think we just muscle it through. With Castries being drip marketed, I'm not wavering whether I should continue trying to get enough pulls to get Aglaya before she leaves, or just wait for Castries since I now have a guarantee on my next 5-star. If you want my opinion, I think that it is more worth it to get Castorice, I don't know how to say their name, because I haven't done 3.0 yet. I'm saving it for the stream. Yuck. But yeah, I think that the new character is gonna be stronger than Aglaya, especially if you already have Acheron. I don't know if you need Aglaya. I'm butchering these names, I could just feel it. But no, if you have one, I really... What? Soccer ball! Oh no! That did no damage, but damn, that's scary. We'll have to remember that for the future, fellas. That was... If that was a Toxicroak and that was a crit on a Tuesday night, a fella could have shed a tear. That was... Ooh. I forget that Krogan can learn that. But no, if you want my opinion, I think that Castorice is going to be more valuable than Aglaya. Like, if you don't get her and you have Acheron, you're chilling. I think you're pronouncing them right. Thank you. I've played Hades, so I kind of have an idea of how you want to say their names, kind of. Honestly, I really need a lightning DPS more than anything. I feel like it might be worth it for you, Owens. It might be worth it for you to skip and save and wait for Acheron to roll around again. I don't know when that'll be. I don't know how long that'll take. But I genuinely believe that Acheron is more valuable. So hopefully by the time she rolls around again, you have a guarantee or get close to it, right? But that's my opinion. If you don't have Acheron already, I feel like you should hold off, because you've already waited this long. You might as well hold off a little longer and just get her anyway. She's one of those characters that I feel like is future proof. Like, look at Miyabi in Zelda Zone Zero. I feel like Miyabi is straight up future proof. She's one of the Void Hunters, and the amount of damage she does is just, it's a step above anything else in the game right now. Evelyn is kind of crazy too. I've been using her lately and I'm like, Jesus. Oh hell nah, Scott Steiner trying to learn a new move. Uh-oh. Bulk Up is incredible, and Dual Chop is not great because it's a dragon type move. There's only one dragon in the whole game, and I'd rather use a fighting type move for the increase in power than use what's his face. Beautiful, I could have Giga Drain, so I could be sending him to his death. We'll go Ignis. Ignis Flamethrower, pray that there's no weird thing this thing can do. Like, what's the worst thing that Beautiful can hit me with right now? Hurricane? If it even gets that? I don't know. It's level 31, I doubt it. Who let this guy in Team Galactic? Why is bro using a Beautifly? What a weenie, am I right? Since I don't have... Oh, hold on. Not to mention, she makes it easier to get through story quests since you can just tear through minor enemies rather than have to enter battle after battle. Ah, that's true. Acheron is pretty, like... I really think that Acheron is just in a league of her own. Since I don't have a guarantee right now, I'm kind of going for characters I think are cool. Well, that's the way to go, honestly. Like, throw the whole conversation about logic and reason out the window, because we all know that's pretty cringe. Ew. Yuck. The bottom line is you really should just pick your favorites, right? Owens, thank you for making me remember that. I've forgotten my roots. I've become a meta chimp. Huh? Oh shit, okay. I think we're just gonna go right into the fight. Now you might be thinking, Nacho, why are you going into this fight with Alakazam? If we're gonna be fighting Saturn and he's gonna open with what's his face? If he's gonna open with Kadabra, what I wanna do is open with Alakazam and blast him with Psyshock. Because Psyshock is gonna be doing physical damage, Kadabra cannot take a physical hit. Even if it's a fucking not very effective because it's psychic, I have faith that this is gonna do enough damage to kill. What a handsome young man, by the way. Commander Saturn. I do love that they went a little wacky with the designs of the commanders in DPP. I really do like it. Alright, little bro, let me show you that you're not for the streets. Oh! God damn. Do I know my stuff? Oh, it was a crit. Well, we take those. I stopped thinking about meta and pull for fun. That's why I'm going for Aglaya, even if she might seem like buns on paper. Do your thing, bro. If you feel like you want to use them, you know? Ain't nobody gonna tell you otherwise. Okay, this is scary. They're gonna go into Toxicroak. Let's do a quick little scan, right? Revenge, Mudslap, Toxic, and Thief. Now here's the thing. If I stay with Doctor Strange and I Psychic, if it doesn't kill, he might Revenge, which will be resisted, but it'll do a stupid amount of damage. Or if he might Thief, but I'm not too worried about that because I don't even think Alakazam has an item. Alakazam does in fact have an item. Alright, I'm willing to risk it. If Psychic doesn't kill, we lose the homie. But Psychic should kill. Yeah! We got it. Isn't it like ×4 effective? I wasn't paying attention. Tomomondo! That's a cool name. Welcome to the stream. Buddy, you one-tap this, hit Psyshock? I know. I was building suspense. No, I actually was worried because earlier we fought a Krogunk that had Sucker Punch, and it gave me like a mini heart attack, but in this case, we're okay. It's no biggie. Now for Bronzor, does Bronzor have Levitate? It does. Ooh. We go Infernape and burn him. You know the vibes. But yeah, man, I got sucker punched by a Krogunk. It did almost half my health, and I had a heart attack. I grew 1 gray hair every time I get sucker punched in a Nuzlocke. Whew. But no, to Mamando. How are you? Hello. Welcome to the stream. What's going on? Are you a Nuzlocke fan? You a Pokemon fan? How'd you find the stream? Feel free to answer any or none of the questions, okay? Question for you, how big of a Pokemon Challenge fan are you? If we're talking Pokemon Challenge in general, on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe like a 4. I'm gonna be very honest with you, you know? I'm not a big, like, challenge run guy. I primarily stick to, like, just chill Nuzlockes here and there. I've done 2 hardcore ones. This one is not hardcore, but to be honest, we really haven't had to use items, anything like that. And then I figured that trying to stay in the level cap with this one would be a little bit of a pain in the ass. But I do enjoy watching. I don't enjoy doing them, but I do enjoy watching them. You know, when Pokemon Challenges was like everywhere, you know, I would watch a couple YouTube videos. I watched Wolfie do the Emerald Kaizo, and that was incredible. He really is the GOAT. He's the LeBron James of Pokemon. How does he do it? Over and over. I'm both. I was just browsing Twitch, happened to find the stream. Ah, well, welcome in. We're fairly deep into the Nuzlocke, but you haven't missed too much, you know? We're really just having a good time dicking around, telling stories, and getting through the game, you know? There's been some friction, there's been some deaths. They've been very unfortunate ones, if I'm being honest with you. It does hit hard when they happen, I'll be honest with you. Let me catch up with the chat. You know what's for the streets? Zenless acting like I don't want to load? Uh-oh. I was having that issue the other day, but that was because Sony went down, and that was whack AF. The fact that Sony was like, stop. No gaming for you, son. And I was like, bruh, that's crazy. Alright, so we just fought... Oh, okay, here's this guy again. We just fought Saturn. Now we need to fight Maz, who has a very similar team. You lose to... what's his face? You lose to Alakazam. The Perugly is terrifying, but I think Infernape can do the job. Aerial Ace is fucking scary. Maybe I use Golem instead. I feel like maybe Golem is the wave. You feel me? I don't know. We'll see. It feels somewhat laggy for me this weekend too. I wonder if something's up. Uh-oh. I hope not, damn. Did he just get beat up by the old man? Fan of playing ROM hacks or modded games for fun. There's something I'm trying to advertise. It's not something I made, but something I want to help spread around. Oh, an opportunity. If it's something crazy, I'm down to take a look, you know? No, this isn't what I need to do. I stick with Doctor Strange. Big ol' head. Uh-oh. Hey guys, do you see butter croissants? This is an old friend of mine from high school. They didn't shower. They don't shower. Uh-oh. Stinky in the chat. Uh-oh. I'm joking, of course. I just wanted to get them back for calling me a big old head. They smell lovely. No, welcome in, man. How are you? How's life? Watch me fuck this dude up. I could just use Sandstorm and ruin, or not Sandstorm, I could use Earthquake right now and ruin everybody's day, including my own. But we won't do that. That is a very stupid decision to make. Tá frio? Dude, it is brick ass. It is cold. I was working on a rooftop, so I was actually getting blasted by high velocity wind in this cold, and it gave me a headache instantly. That might be where my sickness came from. Combination of sneaking into Owens' room at night and extremely high cold wind just pelting me non-stop all day. That'll do it. Short trailer, if you don't mind giving it a peek. Am I allowed to post a YouTube link here? I don't know. To give you a very honest answer, I don't know. I think the answer is yes, but we'll have to check anyway. Go ahead. I will take a look at it later. I won't do it on stream just because, you know, I need to make sure it's not something crazy that'll get someone banned. Sucker punch! Jesus Christ, that did way more than I thought it would. There you go, it was a crit. Well, there you go. Alright. Now, please don't take offense. I am gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna do it on stream, okay? I'm gonna put up the tab on the side, and I'm gonna pause it. I am gonna take a look at it, but I do have a rule about this stuff about stream, right? This is just from previous life experience, you know, just making sure. Sometimes people could be weird. Alright, this is looking a little shiesty. That was a crit sucker punch that did like a third of my health. Golbat can't learn Sucker Punch, right? Don't want to get rickrolled? That's facts, yeah. Yeah, I just want to play it safe. Speaking of playing it safe, Pokedex. I just want to make sure of something. Astonish, Bean, Look, Poison Fan, Quick Guard, Haze, Confuse Ray, A/, Leech Life. I don't think you can learn Sucker Punch, but you gotta make sure. So what I'd like to do, even if we get sucker punched here, well, actually, fuck it, hold on. What am I doing? We could do this the coolest way possible. We could go into Taylor Swift, because Taylor Swift is the powerhouse, right? And then we Earthquake the Stunky for maximum dramatic effect. This is kind of stupid, but I'm gonna do it anyway. There's no reason to make the play that I'm making, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Oh my goodness. Just tried logging in and it let me in. Dude, are you having problems with getting into the game? Oh, that sucks. I was literally using that for the Golbat. It doesn't affect Taylor Swift. What a fucking line. Is the Golbat last to attack? That means that my Golem outspeeds, which is kind of stupid. Oh shit. I don't like seeing that move. Screech is scary. Also, the Gyarados is very under-leveled, so... But it's also still a Gyarados, you feel me? No matter how under-leveled this thing is, it's still a fucking Gyarados. So let's... Golbat could be a little bulky. I doubt that it lives this, but we're gonna smack down. Because the Golbat's the big threat. Damn, this guy's fast! You also tell from the title that it isn't a troll too. Yeah, no, I'm seeing it. It looks cool. I fuck with that. Game footage not final, 164,000 views. It looks legit. It does look legit. I will not lie to you. Taylor Swift wants to learn Rain Dance. How appropriate. Well, we don't need Tackle, so we can get rid of that for now. Wait till Vaughn gets in here and then he sees that I named this thing Taylor Swift. He's gonna be so mad. Kitten, are you fucking serious? How could you do this to me? How could you do this to us? It's gonna be funny, man. Taylor Swift, use Waterfall. Damn. -1 Waterfall. Did not do the job. You know what time it is? Earthquake to this day has to be one of the best moves in the game. It used to be Scald because they did not balance Scald properly. That shit is crazy. But then they nerfed it to what it should have been the whole time. All right. I hate double battles, by the way. Like this. Not that I hate them. That's not true. I don't hate double battles. They're just really scary. And I am gentle and sensitive. All right. And then we super potion. Hit him with a little tss. All right. This is a fun team, but I think we could have more fun. I don't know if I want to lead Taylor Swift and then just earthquake everything in the way, but I think that'd be a really funny way to do this. Just earthquake everything? Golem anti-air artillery out here. Smackdown into earthquake is pretty shiced, and you can get away with it. Stunky and Beautifly. Again, worst case scenario, the Beautifly has like Giga Drain or something, and then my day goes bad very quickly. Do I think that's gonna happen? No. Can it happen? Yeah, it can. I know the Beautifly has whatchamahoozit, so I'm just gonna attack it first. It's a flying type. Oh! Oh my goodness. Sucker Punch is scary, man. Like, there's no chance in hell that it kills, but it's scary. Double battles can go bad quickly in a Nuzlocke. Yeah, maybe not against Team Galactic, but against like ace trainers or veterans, bruh. It's the scariest thing you could run into. Alright, now we're chilling. The Thing, use Earthquake! It's my favorite thing to do. Oh, Tomomondo. If you're still hanging out here, I did want to say there was a really cool thing that I saw. Oh, he killed all of them. There was a really cool thing that I saw. Everybody who's here, you gotta keep it on the down low, okay? You guys have to promise me to keep this on the down low, which basically just means don't tell Nintendo. There was an extremely cool trailer that somebody made on TikTok. Well, technically it's YouTube, but they did a bunch of TikToks about this, where somebody is recreating Gen 3 in their own brand, like their own engine. And it looks like triangle strategy. I think that's the best way to keep burping now. I'm sorry, everybody. It is the best way to describe it is that it looks like did I say triangle strategy? I meant oh my god, I almost said Unicorn Overlord. What's that other one? Octopath Traveler. It's like the 2D HD art style, and it looks fucking amazing. Mars, what you doing? Oh my gosh, she looks so stupid. Was good. We never even got your name. Either that or we did get her name and then our character forgot. Why did they make her ancestor such a baddie in Legends Arceus? I know that may have come out of nowhere for me to say that, but god damn. Why did they make her ancestor such a baddie? They didn't need to do that, but they did it anyway. The immersion. When I saw the earthquake animation, I was like, this is the perfect opportunity. You know I gotta do it to him. Oh! If I were to use Psychic, what would my animation of being hit by it be? It'd have to be, I don't know, man, something crazy. Damn, that's a lot of special attack. Who was her ancestor? Uh-oh, let me look it up. Arezu Pokemon. She's technically the ancestor to a bunch of people, including Jesus Christ. Jeez! Safe search on. This is it. This is like the official art of the character. Her name is Arezu, I guess. I don't, it's kind of hard to pronounce. This is what she looks like, right? You can see by the hair and even a little bit of the, not the outfit per se, but look at Mars. And then look at her. She also looks identical to one of the Team Rocket admins from Gen 2 in Heart Gold Soul Silver. And she looks identical to the rival from fucking Gen 2. But that's more of a fan theory than anything else, where it's like, okay, that lady is related to Silver, and that might be Silver's mom, but there's like, that's like all fan stuff. There is a 100% link between this girl and her, because of the fact that, like, bro, look at the hair. And this was a safe search on. Yes, it was. That was a safe search on. I'm gonna let you guys do your research on your own time, but yeah, that was... yeah. We're gonna forget teleport because I honestly don't see us ever using it. Like, what is the purpose of teleport when we can just switch, which we will be switching. I think I said I was gonna use the thing against Perugly, right? Perugly has Growl / Aerial Ace U-turn. Scariest thing it can do is probably U-turn. Slash and Aerial Ace are gonna be resisted, so we're chilling. Mommy Ariane, the fact that you remember the name means that you are a true fan. I respect that. I will respect your knowledge. U-turn? Yeah, that's what I would have done too. Damn, that damage was ass. Wait, no, she's gonna go into Bronzor and I just use Earthquake. Oh my god, I'm such a chimp. Why did I do this to myself? And now I have a losing matchup. This is actually, like, it's not bad, but I fucked that up. You know? Now it could use, what does this Bronzor have? Iron Defense, Gyro Ball, Confuse Ray, Payback. That's actually a whack-ass moveset. Worst thing he could do here is Confuse Ray, which it would be cringe as fuck, but we've dealt through worse. We eat those. Yum. Alright. And now we one-shot with Flamethrower. Nice. Definitely after Gen 4, 2 is my favorite. You know, when people ask me what my favorite is, it's pretty hard to answer. It's actually pretty hard to answer. Should I just use... No. Scott Steiner can get hurt pretty bad by the Aerial Ace. It's base 120. Perugly has some pretty good stats. If we use the thing, it's a pretty safe victory. But no, but when I was a little jit, my favorite Pokemon gen used to be Gen 2. Gen 2 was my favorite because it was the one that Scizor was introduced in. Scizor's my favorite Pokemon. Gen 2 was actually my first Pokemon game. I did not play Red and Blue. If I did, maybe I wouldn't have liked them. Because, like, yeah, it's the first game, but that game was a little rough around the edges, you feel me? So, I don't know. Oh, we're in for an annoying fight, I see. The fact that she hit the Growl is crazy. She's, like, actually using her noggin. This is gonna take, like, 3 Earthquakes. Sheesh! But she also can't hurt us. Nope. Even with a crit, that would do nothing. We eat those! Yum! But yeah, like I was saying, Gen 2... Oh, that was a crit. Wow. Gen 2 was my favorite. Second favorite would have been Gen 5. Third favorite would probably be either Gen 3 or Gen 4. Gen 1 is actually very low on my list until you get to Fire Red Leaf Green, and even then I'm like, eh... It's good, but it's not crazy, you know? I think Gen 4 was a big turning point for Pokemon because of a lot of things. It was the first game that they added the physical special split. It was the return of the day-night cycle. It does feel like they went all out with this game. Oh shit. Everybody, it's time for us to go to Hokkaido. It's time for us to go north. Hokkaido Silver are actually two of my absolute favorite remakes. They're very good. I like a lot of what they did. It doesn't fix the pacing issues of Gen 2, but they kept it the way that it was supposed to be, if that makes sense. No complaints from me. Having played Gen 1 first, Gen 2 was great. Gen 2 is like an insane upgrade to Gen 1. No shade, right? Like, no shade. But it's kind of crazy how Pokemon still did good after how funky Gen 1 was. But that just goes to show how good Gen 1 was, because it was the first Pokemon game, it was very unrefined, and it still managed to capture such a crazy-ass audience. The anime and the games and the movie, all these things helped, but at the end of the day, they did make a crazy-ass fucking series, you know? Bro, I'm more afraid of the wild trainers than I am of, you know, anything else. I mean, this guy should have like level 11 Pokemon, because we should have gone here earlier. But still, what if this Geodude had Explosion? Yeah, level 15 Geodude, but he has Explosion. Ah! My order is Gen 4, then 2, then 5, then 3. Okay, that's not bad. Now, if we're talking about all the games, this does become a different conversation, because I don't know where Legends Arceus fits into that, but I think that Legends is the best Pokemon game they ever made. Hands down. I think Legends was... They tried something that they've never done before, and the game has a very serious, very unique feeling to it that no other Pokemon game has. Not only that, it plays really well, right? Like, going around catching the Pokemon is seamless. The battles are actually kind of tough. I don't know about you guys, but I was losing Pokemon left and right when I played fucking Legends. I enjoyed that though. Like, I loved that it wasn't brain dead easy like every other Pokemon game. But at the end of the day, we all have to remember, it's a RPG for children, you know? Like, there are people who are like, oh, but it's so easy, big stupid baby game. But it's like, bro, yeah, it's made for kids. We're not the target audience. We're dead ass not. I forgot where to get strength. I think it's back at Canalave. But anyway, my whole point being that Gen 5 has the best writing that any Pokemon game has ever had. Legends Arceus is the best game they ever made. Period. Is this Strength Man? Okay, this guy has like a whole ass name. Maybe he's important. Are you Sailor Eldritch? No. Okay, cool. I doubt it, but okay, yeah. Just making sure. But yeah, the fact that... Actually, where do you get strength? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I thought it'd be here in Canalave. You. No. Uh-oh. But no, like, Legends Arceus, best Pokemon game, period. Gen 5 has the best story. Gen 6 had the best mechanic. I know a lot of people didn't fuck with Gen 6 because it was, like, really easy. I remember it fondly. Gen 6 came out, like, right around the time that I turned into an adult with, like, money and my own life, basically. And that was a big turning point for me. And then they released Mega Evolutions, and I was like, yo, this shit is cool. Ooh. I'm gonna look up where to get strength, bruh. Actually, why am I going on my computer like an old man? Where to get strength, brilliant diamond? I feel like that made me look even more like an old man than just looking it up. Lost Tower on Route 209. What? Is that for real? How did I not know that this whole time? Oh yeah, wait. Obtain the TM strength at the Lost Tower. What the fuck? The game literally told... What? The game knew it's time to get strength. I do like this though. The fact that they added like an objective marker is cool as fuck. I don't care what anybody says. Thank you. My main thing with Gen 1 was some of the strongest Pokemon are locked in too late of the game or are trade mons. Gen 1 is pretty solid. I feel like I don't have anything negative to say. If we're talking about fucking Red and Blue, those games were funky. But if we're talking Fire Red, Leaf Green, or Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee, pretty damn good games. Because Let's Go Pikachu Eevee actually rates very highly on my tier list. I think it's a good time to use Taylor Swift. If you asked me what my top 3 Pokemon games were, it would have to be a pretty easy list, bro. It'd be Legends Arceus, Black and White, and then number 3 is Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. Holy shit, I want that guy's jacket. Did you see the stitching on that? That's badass. With an honorable mention to Gen 9. I say this all the time. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say it. I think that had they put in an ounce of effort into Gen 9, it could have very easily been the #1 Pokemon game of all time. The raid system was good. The terrestrialization stuff, love it or hate it, it did add almost infinite complexity to the game, right? Because in the competitive aspect of it, yes, you can see what Pokemon your opponent are using to minimize the randomness of it so that you can't just be gimmicky, you know what I mean? Uh-oh, it's my first time hearing, so it's okay. Waffle House, hello. How you feeling, buddy? Welcome to the stream. No, I'm just yapping about Pokemon, where Gen 9 could have been the best Pokemon game. If you guys haven't played it, it fucking rocks. It really does. It really does. If it ran well, because that was the biggest thing. I don't know why it ran the way that it did, bro. But that shit ran like ass. If it didn't run as poorly as it did, that sucks. It would have been the best Pokemon game. And it's a shame. Cause, like, even if they fix it now, what's that quote that's like, you can delay a game until it's good and then it releases good, but if you release a game when it's bad, that you can't undo that, you know? You could be like the people who released No Man's Sky, work on the shit for like 5 years until the public consensus turns around, but that's not a good way to do business. But also, Pokemon games aren't allowed to have the time that they need for polish. Hell no! Well, it would be funny. It would be funny. But the thing that sucks is that these are actually all very good moves. Why would I ever use Explosion when I have Earthquake right there? Shit. Stealth Rock is useful, Sandstorm is useful, Smackdown is a really good move. I can't in good conscience do this. If I could give Homeboy Head Smash, I'll do that, but I can't do this. I couldn't do this to the thing, bro. Oh. No, we can't do this. Look at that. Wait, did he bring his kid to work? What the fuck? Sir? All right, where am the paralyzed heals? There we go. The audacity. But no, top 3 games gotta be Legends Arceus because that is like the perfect Pokemon game at this point. Literally perfect. I would not change a single thing about that game. Number 2 is Black and White because that is the best story that Pokemon has ever done. They have never written harder than when they created that game. You want to know how hard they wrote? Black and White's story is so fucking good that this is the... Where is it? Oh my god. I'm looking for a meme now. Things have really devolved. Here we go. Oh, that's Blackbeard. I thought it was Usopp. Okay, cool. This was the person who wrote the story for Black and White. He sat by candlelight every night for 3 years straight, and he created the best piece of story that Pokemon has ever seen. And he became the fucking GOAT. He really nailed it, man. It's fucking beautiful. Walked away for a few minutes and I thought we were looking at their health bars instead of XP, so I thought we had killed the thing. No, Ben, fuck! No, we're good. LOA was really that good. I have not played. If we're talking about Legends Arceus, however you want to say it, yes. I genuinely think that it is the best Pokemon game they made. It is the most interesting because you have overworld Pokemon and you get to literally throw the ball at them before you even have to fucking fight them. And because we did the subathon, it is a game that I have to play. I'm more than happy to do it, but it is on the list and it is mandatory. So at some point, I will be doing a playthrough of Legends Arceus, and I am very excited for that. We're gonna have to find the time in between Monster Hunter Wilds and everything else. Uh-oh. Bro, for a second, my Twitch page, like, died. I thought my internet went down or something. Are we live, fellas? Are we live? Are we feeling this shit? Oh, damn. There we go. Alright. We're good. Okay. It was my favorite for gameplay too. Yeah, look at that. Owens is saying it's the best story. Wise is saying that it's the best gameplay. I think it's the best Pokemon game hands down. It is just that freaking good in my opinion. But yeah, it's fucking incredible. Oh, I'm so stupid. I used a water type move in the presence of a Gastrodon. So now Tupac has absorbed the water. And now Tupac has absorbed the power of his elders. Uh-oh. I may have overinvested. We don't even need to fight this guy, but like, we're gonna fight this guy. Uh-oh. I completely forgot about the Storm Drain, which is very funny. It actually worked against me this time. My bad. But yeah, fellas, that's my top 3. Black and White story is so good that here's what sucks ass. They made the best story in Pokemon with Black and White, in my opinion. If you disagree, that's okay. And then they got a ton of backlash because people were like, well, we didn't like the fact that the only Pokemon that were in Gen 5 were the Gen 5 Pokemon, which is true. And I thought it was cool as shit. They were like, bro, fuck it. The only Pokemon you can use in Gen 5 were the Gen 5 Pokedex Pokemon. I was like, that's so fucking cool, man. But people didn't like that. They complained. So then they did something unprecedented, and then they made fucking... Oh, there it is, strength. I don't even remember getting it. Did the old lady... Oh, the old lady gave it to me. That's what's up. Thank you, Grandma. And Grandma. Y'all look good today. God bless. Peace! But no. They made Black and White 2, which is a lot less story heavy than Black and White 1 was, because that shit was story heavy. And then after that, if you look carefully, the story of the future games got watered down and watered down and watered down. Gen 9 low-key, look, I know Gen 9 gets a lot of hate. I actually think Gen 9 kind of brought good storytelling back. Like, think about it like this. Gen 6 story, kind of mid, if you ask me. Gen 7 story, okay. Better than 6, but not as good as 5. Gen 8 story, almost non-existent. Whereas in other games, the main character is directly involved with fighting the criminal organizations and like the legendary Pokemon story, all these things. Gen 8, bro, is literally Leon following you around going, leave this to the adults, bro. And the story takes place like in the background, it feels like. And then Gen 9, they actually did a great job. I actually really liked the story in Gen 9. The fact that it's 3 paths, there's like the gym leader path, the this guy loves sandwiches path, and the what's the third path? The fucking Team Star? Okay, well now that I say that out loud, the Team Star shit was ass, but the other two were pretty good. So I gotta give them credit where the credit is due. And then the final story in Gen 9 was crazy. And then you got the teal mask and the indigo disc. And I think I love those too. The whole story about Ogerpon and your rival and Carmine, and then Blueberry Academy in Unova. Oh my god. It was so fucking good. Why did they even bother putting fog in this place when I literally have defog right there? As a whole, I agree, but Scarlet Violet did blow me away with the Crater arc, which makes it a shame that it took until the end to really hook. That's true. I loved the final story because it was actually pretty crazy. I don't wanna spoil too much for the people who haven't done it, but they do some stuff in the story of Gen 9 that I had my eyes wide. I was like, this is a Pokemon game. There's no way that they're insinuating what they are. What the fuck? How strong is this thing that it got through my repel? Unfortunately, I think that we can't catch it. This would be an insane catch because this is rare as shit. But unfortunately, I don't think we can catch this because we've already caught a Pokemon on Mount Coronet. It would be cool to catch though. No, we can't do this. We've already caught something here. That felt really bad because that's a rare Pokemon. Yeah, Mount Coronet. We've already caught something here. I think it was our Geodude even. I know we caught something here. Yeah, that was a rare Pokemon, man. Orberg Gate, Lake Verity. There we go. We caught Taylor Swift on Mount Coronet. That's why. Yeah, no, it's a rare Pokemon, but it's not a good Pokemon, so I ain't gonna cry about it. You know what I'm saying, fellas? I ain't gonna cry about it. We need to put something stronger in the lead. So we'll do Ignis. Otherwise, we're just gonna keep getting stopped by wild Pokemon. And that would make me very angry. I've played up to Sword, and it did not feel like everything major was background. It did not. Oh, it did feel like everything major was back. I'm sorry. It's been a long day. That's my opinion, though, is that it just feels like all the important stuff that would be mainline story in a Pokemon game, by Gen 8, they were like, fuck it. People don't care about this. We're not gonna put work into it. And even the DLC was kind of mid. I love the Isle of Armor. I was like, this shit rocks. And then the Crown Tundra stuff was like an hour of content, which was bad. The Isle of Armor was awesome. The Crown Tundra was ass. And then Gen 9 really did a good job of bringing it back, if you ask me. I actually think they did a great job with the story, but it's almost too little too late, where one of the stories was great, the second story was actually surprisingly good, the third story was fucking ass, and then the final chapter, which is fairly long, was actually really good. Wait, can't you get Feebas here? I mean, the odds are super stacked against you, but you could get Feebas here. Do you know how bitchin' it would be if I got a Feebas? Oh, man. But also, the way to get it in this game is really stupid. There's, like, no way to do it. For content, though, I would cheat. Like, imagine putting a Milotic in your Nuzlocke YouTube video and be like, I brought the rarest Pokemon in the game to the Elite Four. But no. No. It's okay. It would be funny as fuck. But yeah, Scarlet Violet definitely did a lot right, but its initial release was a bit disappointing. I was just so shocked at the lack of polish for a fucking Pokemon game. I was shocked. I was like, bro, oh, new route. What can we get on Route 216? Also, this music is incredible. Okay, we have computer enhanced. Route 216. Sneasel, that would be awesome. Snover, Machoke, Meditite. And then at nighttime, a whole bunch of bozos. Oh my god, if we got a Sneasel, he might go on the team permanently. Oh, this is where this song comes from. I fucking love this theme. Sneasel or Snover. Alright, everybody. We know what we're looking for. We need to find Sneasel and or Snover. Dude, I love the theme on this route. Oh my god. Is this where this is from? I completely forgot. Who would be good against the people on this route? I guess it would be Ignis. We're gonna go for a fucking quick ball anyway. Come on, Sneasel! Show me the Sneasel! Should I be more intelligent about this? What's on Route 217?